All right, we are recording. Thank you guys so much for joining the sneak peek webinar tonight for learning about just what we do as fitness coaches and what a typical day looks like, a week, a month. And just also I want to discuss some hesitations. People have some common hesitation and just busting those myths of network marketing companies and just kind of easing your mind if you're worried about certain things and similar things I was worried about before I started and before I decided to start coaching with somebody after someone asked me 10 times and I said no. So I want to talk about those things with you and give you a chance to ask your questions. Again, we are recording this, so if you catch the recording, please feel free to message us and ask the question. So I just want to again, welcome everybody. Thanks for taking some time on your Thursday night to spend with us and to learn a little bit more about Team Fit Dynasty. My name is Jessica Oliva, for those of you who don't know me personally. I founded Team Fit Dynasty in January of 2015, so we're about almost 2.5 years old as a team. Our organization is growing and we're doing a lot of exciting things. So I am excited that everybody is here. So I actually am a certified personal trainer. I am married to my husband Phil for almost 7 years, and we have 3 children, ages 5, 3, and 1. And I balance coaching. My 3-year anniversary is July 26th, I believe. Will be my 3-year anniversary as a Beachbody coach. So I want to share with you guys my thoughts on what a typical day looks like for me. And what I was thinking about as I was taking notes and preparing for this call is that kind of a trick question or a topic because there really is no one typical day in this business. What the beauty of this is that we get to set our schedule when we want, our work hours based on what our schedule looks like that day. And for me, different pretty much every single day. So what I try to do the night before is I take a look at my schedule with the kids, with preschool and their activities and what I have going on. And I then decide my pockets of time that I'm going to spend work on. And I don't know if you've heard this before, but it is possible to run your business for 1 hour a day, especially in the beginning. So if you are worried that you don't have enough time, if you have 1 hour a day to dedicate, and not even an hour straight, it could be 3 20-minute time periods throughout the day, you can do this business. So I don't personally have a typical time that I work during the day, but I have typical activities that I do consistently that help me build my business and move my business forward. So whether that be, reaching out to new people or building relationships with people or sending follow-ups or sending emails to people who filled out a form who are interested in my next boot camp. So those are the things that I consistently do, or maybe work on we call them lead generators, a new call to action post that's going to be, we do a couple of times. So that's where I spend most of my time. Most of my time is spent just talking to people and building those relationships and letting people know that I'm there to help them. And to be successful in this, you really just need to talk to people and find out where their pain points are. And not necessarily we don't ever want to be selling to them. We want to be sharing what we're doing and then finding out what's going on with them and what their struggles are and how what we have and the tools we have with Beachbody and how that they can help that person. So again, I know it's hard. It's just there really is no one typical day because for every single coach it's going to look different. Every day-to-day might be different. And personally for me, we are moving. So excited. We are moving. Been waiting a long time for this. And you can't see them, but we have boxes everywhere around me. And I haven't been able to work as much as I usually do with my Beachbody business because we have all of the year-end school events and we're moving and it's just a lot. And I haven't been putting as much time in my business, but I am so happy and thrilled to say that today we get paid on Thursdays with Beachbody. I had my highest ever commission week this week at a time where I haven't been working as much or putting in as much time as I have been in the past. And because I've been slowly, steadily, our Team Fit Dynasty has been growing. And as you start Beachbody and you start growing your own organization, the time that you work doesn't necessarily have to go up to match when your income rises. So I feel like I work about the same or even a little bit less, and my income is going steadily up and up and up. And it's exciting because once you get a strong foundation with your business, and we teach you pretty much every single thing that you need to know to get going, you have the potential to really do great with your income. So it's exciting. And you don't think that you need to match your hours for dollars. Yes, in the beginning you do. And don't get me wrong, this is not easy. It's not a get rich quick thing at all. But if you put your time in the beginning, as you're a coach for a couple of years and you really give it time, you're going to see that your income is going to start growing, but your time that you put in doesn't necessarily have to keep getting more and more and more. So that's just such an awesome thing that network marketing has to offer as you duplicate your system in your business and you teach your team how to grow their own team. So yeah, I mean, I want to now move on and start asking questions to some of the leaders on Team Fit Dynasty so that you can hear from somebody else, not just me, and they can tell you, because everybody has a different situation, and I want you guys to hear from all different backgrounds and all different coaches. So I'm going to start with Pamela Bussarello. Pam, I want you to tell everybody, if you can answer the question of what your typical day looks like as a full-time working mom. Crazy.
Yes. Well, it's very much like yours where, you don't always know exactly what the day is going to look like, or I shouldn't say I know what the day is going to look like. I don't exactly have the same day planned every single day. But I try on Sunday evenings to just look ahead at my schedule and fit in, just like you, about an hour's worth of time each day. So for me, what really works best is if I get some work done in the morning. I prefer to get up and do my workout in the morning as well. But if I don't do that, I at least give myself a half hour to get some work done. So I'll wake up, I will make some hot honey lemon water, and I will sit at my computer and I will check in with my boot campers. I will send some invitations and I will listen to personal development while I do that. And then at different times throughout the day, if I have a hall duty or I'm waiting for my daughter's bus, that tends to be like my biggest functioning hour of time or pocket of time, is about the 10 to 15 minutes when I'm sitting in the car in front of my house when I pull up from school before Caden's bus pulls up. And it's quiet, and I tend to do a live video then, or I'll do voice memos for my challengers, or I will, just dial it in some way and really take that 15 minutes to myself before the chaos cuts loose. And then from the hours of 3:30 until now, when my kids are still awake, it's mom time. It's full on mom time. It's getting lunches prepped. It's doing some stuff for school. And then after they go to bed for about another half hour or so, I usually check in one last time and send out some new invitations. And it's typically while my husband and I are watching a show on, that we've DVR'd, something kind of mindless, something that I can half pay attention to. But just like you, it's an hour a day and you just make it work. And what I have found is, and I started this coaching business while I was returning to work from my maternity leave with my third child. So I started coaching, I think it was like January 27th. And the day that I went back to school was February 16th. So there was really not much time. And I had my first challenge group scheduled to start on that day. I'm that kind of person. Overwhelm is kind of where I thrive. So it worked for me, but I haven't known this business any other way than being completely, fully busy all the time. And what I have found is that it gives me an opportunity to really take a step back each week and kind of own my week. I schedule my mornings, I schedule my afternoons, and I really am intentional with my time. I work through a to-do list and I make it happen. And it's given me a sense of that hour, even if it's chunked up into bits of time, is an hour that means something to me. And I know that I'm helping other women and connecting with people. And so it's so empowering. I don't feel like it's labor. I don't feel like it's a job that's tedious. I don't mind waking up early to do it. I don't mind staying up a little bit later or half watching Jeopardy to do it, because I know that it's meaningful to my challengers and it's keeping me accountable. And that's one thing I want to throw in, whether you're a working mom, stay-at-home mom, not a mom yet, whatever your circumstances, being a coach is the ultimate accountability. So if you're in a challenge group or have been in one or considering one, and you are finding that accountability to really motivate you, being a coach takes that to the nth degree because it never ends. It's like the, proof of the product is one of the things that Beachbody protestes that we are as coaches. And I really feel like as coaches, that's something we're just constantly living, whether we are in our challenge groups every single day, or we have a challenge group this week, or we don't. It's still in the back of our minds. And it's just become such a way for me to stay on this journey, stay healthy, stay committed to my goals, because it motivates others to do the same. So being a busy working mom, I have found to be a real, blessing in my life, but more than that, even just the accountability and the sense of self I get every day, that hour that belongs to me, where I'm pouring my heart into other people, which is just something that intrinsically really motivates me a lot too. So I hope that kind of answered that question in a roundabout way.
Thank you so much. No, it absolutely did answer it. I think too, I just want to kind of, because I said what a typical, day, week, month looks like. And I said that in the description of what the sneak peek was, because I try to set goals and break them down by the week and by the month, just so I can have a to-do list and kind of check the box and know I want to talk to a certain amount of people per week, and I want to help a certain amount of people per week. And then I want to help a certain amount of people per month as well. So again, it looks different for everybody. It looks different for, depending on what your circumstances are, if you're working, if you're staying at home, whatever you're doing, but it's completely doable, pretty much in any situation, just because, like Pam said, we're picking and we're choosing, how we're using our time. We're being intentional. And I've learned kind of same thing with you, how the more things I have in chaotic my life is, if I'm intentional with my time, I get so much more accomplished even when I'm so busy than I would if I had like 3 less things to do.
And we set our own goals as well. So I think that's important. And you touched on this in the beginning. You'll start hearing terms like Success Club and Leadership Ladder, and there's all these things that are awesome benchmarks. But if you, like Jess said, are busy and it's not really working for you this month or this week, or you need to take a step back, you can take a step back. It's no big deal. You don't have products that you have to push. You don't have quotas you have to reach. It's really what you put into it, you'll get out of it. And if you can't put into it in that moment, you don't have to. It's okay too. So that's really a cool thing.
Perfect segue into our next question. I wanted to ask Mindy, and just one of the myths and one of the common hesitations that people have before joining Beachbody or any network marketing company is, am I going to be pressured to sell anything? Am I going to have a quota? I am not a salesperson. And before Mindy starts, I just want to let anybody know that I am not looking for salespeople. I am not looking for people who are going to be spammy or, message somebody with the, hey girl, you really would love my product. You really need to join this. You need Shakeology. Meanwhile, like, you don't even know who the person is. They have no idea who you are. And they've received like 7 other messages with a similar thing. Basically, you're just copy and pasting and maybe putting their name, which usually doesn't even get that far because they're doing it to about 100 people and hoping that it sticks with somebody. But we don't do that here. It's something I'm really passionate about, and I'm really big on. And to be successful, you have to build a genuine relationship with someone. Yes, there are a lot of Beachbody coaches, but people want to work with you. And that's, what we strive for. So Mindy, just tell everybody like kind of how you go, just how you would handle that. And if you feel like you're ever pressured or have a quota, and just what that looks like for you.
Okay. Yeah. So one of the reasons why I joined Beachbody and not another, small business that I could start and join a group, was because I didn't have to buy a lot of products and I didn't have to try and sell it all. I really liked how Jess explained it to me when, we were talking about the coaching opportunity, and the fact that all I'm doing is buying my own products that I use and I love. And then I'm talking to other people and I'm sharing my story with them, and I'm leading by example. And that will lead to other people wanting to do the same thing. And that's your sale right there. I agree about, not being salesy or spammy. And I pride myself on that. But, there really is no pressure except the pressure you put on yourself. And I know Pam covered this, but the great part about this opportunity is that it works for anybody and everybody. So if you're working full-time, part-time, not at all, if you are sick, or you have a long vacation, or another reason why you can't put a lot of work time in, that's fine. There's nobody pounding down your door, telling you have to reach a certain amount of sales. Really, it's just your own goals that you set. And then, of course, our team is there to help keep us accountable. And Jessica, as our coach, is there to keep us accountable. But nobody's getting upset with you. It's only, positive motivation. And we definitely cheer each other on when we do reach certain benchmarks. And it's exciting, and it makes us want to do it more. And also, like Pam said, there's this intrinsic value that comes along with selling our products or sharing our products. People are getting, healthier. So it's not, I'm not selling you this piece of Tupperware, and I love Tupperware. I'm glad somebody started that years ago, but it's not changing my life. Okay. If I'm sharing a healthy shake, or how to meal prep and meal plan for the week for my family, and if I'm sharing, 10 to 60-minute workouts, and I'm helping encourage people along, I mean, that's changing their daily habits, which leads to a happy and healthy lifestyle, which changes their family's lifestyle, which changes everybody around them because they're happy and healthy. And so again, it's really what you get out of it, why you want to share the products. And once you start, it's hard to stop because it feels really good. So I definitely don't feel that pressure from anyone but myself. And it's a healthy pressure. It's because I do want to make a change in the world. And that's why I chose Beachbody over anybody else. And I'm glad that we don't feel that pressure, because that would not work for me and I wouldn't be here. I hope that answers your question.
Awesome. Yeah, no, it definitely does. Definitely. Thank you so much. I think, you brought up really good points that you don't, feel pressure only from the goals that you set for yourself. And what I do as a coach, and I know several other of the leaders on this team do this, is when we onboard a new coach to Team Fit Dynasty, I personally have what I call the 3 levels of coaching. And I give my welcome email to you. When you sign up, I lay out what those are, and I ask you to choose one. And sometimes it could be a mixture, level 3 and 2, or you're in the middle somewhere, but I do that because I want to find out where you stand. And it can change at any time, but basically why I do that is because whatever, I will match you. Like if you want to be a level 3 coach, is like, okay, I'm all in, I want to do this, I want to build a business. And know that, okay, I'm going to help this person get there, and it's not going to feel like me pressuring them. Versus if they only want to do the level 1, which is, okay, I want to get my own fitness back, I want to receive the discount, but I don't really want to run my own challenge. I wouhdn't be saying, hey, how are you doing? Did you get the rest of the points? They'll be like, I didn't want to do that. So that's why I make sure that I find out where everybody stands from the beginning. And I try to check in every few months to see if it changed. This way, I'm able to help you reach your goals, whatever they may be. Yeah.
I think we need to mute ourselves because background noise. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Okay. Can everybody? Yeah, that is.
Not really a fan of the countertop at all. So you kind of like the floor, actually. Yeah, I do too.
Never mind, it's you, Jess. You're loud.
Me? That's not me.
There's no background on you?
I hear it, but it's not my house.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I think I found it. I muted it. All right. So I'll say that again if you guys didn't hear me. I was saying what I do and what a lot of other leaders do on Team Fit Dynasty is when we onboard a new coach, I have what I call the 3 levels of coaching. And I send that in my welcome email. I send a little link to a video that explains what that is. And this way I can find out where everyone's intentions are when they start their business and what level they are. And it could be a mixture between 2 levels right in the middle, but they kind of let me know what they want out of the business from the beginning. This way I can match their effort and never make them feel like I'm pressuring them to do more because they, that's just not what they want. So if they said, I'm all in, I'm a level 3 coach, I want to run this business, I want to build my own organization, I'll know where I need to help them, how to hold them accountable, help them set their goals. And versus somebody who's like, I'm a level 1, I want to get my own fitness in check, I want to, hold myself accountable, I don't really want to run a challenge group yet, I'm not comfortable, I would say, okay, that's completely fine. You can be in my challenge group for as long as you want. And if you ever, decide that you want to branch out on your own and run your own, let me know. So it's a good way to kind of figure out what type of coach you want to be and what level you want to take it to. So I always do that when I sign somebody up, just so they never feel like I'm like pressuring them or giving them a certain amount that they have to sell, because it just doesn't work like that. We definitely don't operate like that here. And then the last thing I wanted to mention too is that some people ask, about the upfront costs or the investment to be a coach. And I just want to touch on this because, Phil and I looked at opening up a business before we had Philip. We were thinking about opening up a cheerleading all-star program. And we went to find a location and a venue and what it would cost for everything. And what the overhead would be, and really how long it would take us to actually make any money. It would take a long time. In any business, if you were to start a physical location, you have to invest, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 plus dollars to even break even. And sometimes it takes 5 years to actually make $1 of profit. So what we have here, Beachbody pretty much has this business on a silver platter of everything already done for us, all of the compliance and the legal stuff and the amazing products and the technology and the orders. I mean, how we have it so easy that all I have to do is talk to someone, then they're interested and I send them a link, then Beachbody just does everything else. They process the order, they send them the product, they do everything. Then they have the technology, the great website they go to get all their workouts. And it's impossible to start your own business for such a low investment. Like all you have to buy, like Mindy said, is your product, like your initial challenge pack. That's it. And then you do have your coaching fee, which is $15.95 per month. But it's so minimal that you are able to make that up within a couple weeks, if not months, when you start for the entire year. And that $15.95 is for your coach online office and all the training materials that you have and the different websites. So that's what that covers. But to have this opportunity, like sometimes I think about it and when I look at my weekly commission and think about what I did and I'm like, I feel like something's missing. Like, that I owe somebody something for doing all of this work, offering us all of this training and all of the resources and just the master trainers. And now we have the tools of my challenge tracker app. And it's just, everything keeps getting better and better and better. And we're able to offer that and operate like a big company. And it's just us. And it's awesome. And it's really something that if you have that entrepreneurial spirit and you ever thought like, oh, I have an idea, I would love to do this and start this business. And then you're like, oh, but I don't really have $100,000 to get it off the ground. You're kind of like, your hands are tied. Network marketing allows you to do this. And I never really understood that until the past probably year, where I've been really diving into network marketing, personal development, and learning about the industry, not just in Beachbody, but across the board and what it looks like and what it takes to be successful. And what I found is that people successful in different network marketing companies all do the same things pretty much. So it shows me that, and I feel like I've partnered with the best network marketing company, just the best for me because I love health and fitness, but also because our CEO, Carl Deichler, is amazing. His heart is in the right place. And he really has the mission and the heart to truly help people and to fight the obesity crisis in this country. And then one more thing I'm going to add is that we are, obviously right now in the US and in Canada, but they just announced that they are making the expansion overseas to the UK. So that just means we have a huge opportunity to get new clients that are over in the UK and to build our teams with coaches that can't do it yet because it's just not available there. And in the US and Canada, there's about 400,000 coaches. thinking if you can get a piece of that when we start expanding, the sky really is the limit. And it's so exciting that this is happening, and they're rolling that out in the late fall of this year of 2017. So getting on board now, getting your feet wet, learning the business, and then getting ready and ramped up to go when that expansion happens is a really, really good idea, just because it's not that far away, but you'll have time to really get to know the business and feel confident when that expansion occurs. So that's pretty much all that I have. Does anybody have anything to add? Or any questions? And don't forget to unmute yourself. Some of the leaders on the team, are there any other hesitations that you guys receive or what you felt when you started?
Well, I'll say that, I mean, it was uncomfortable for me at the beginning to reach out on social media and put my story out there and, you know, post every day that I'm working out. And I felt like I was like, rah, 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 I'm so cool, I'm so great. But, you know, I've had so many more people, way more people tell me that they like my post than anything else. People that I don't even know are watching that I'll run into, and they'll say, oh my goodness, you're so motivating. Thank you for posting your workout pics. It really makes me want to get out there and work out. And it surprises me always, because it'll be someone who I never expected to hear that from. So I can say it definitely gets easier to put yourself out there. And it also feels so great when somebody comes to you and says, because you posted on a consistent basis, I want to join you. I want to do what you're doing. So it definitely is maybe a little scary at first, but totally gets easier.
That's a great point. And also my last thing that I wanted to say is that a lot of times people say, you know, I'm not super outgoing. I'm more of a shy person. I'm maybe an introvert. Is that going to be a problem? And the answer is no. We have all different personalities, all different types of people on this team. And there's not one personality that equals success. Because there can be someone super outgoing and super extrovert and they don't do well. And then you can have someone who you think is more quiet and reserved, but can build relationships with people one-on-one like no other, and they're super successful. So don't let that scare you either, and think that you need to be you know, really good at like public speaking or, you know, doing live videos, because we all start somewhere and there's always room to improve in every area. And that's the big piece and the big common denominator of all the successful people that I've found in network marketing is that they all do personal development extensively, reading books, listening to podcasts on all different areas, not just business, not just network marketing, to just constantly and continually be learning about something in their business, about their industry, about, like for us, about Shakeology, about nutrition, about the latest trends. You know, what is everybody doing? What is intermittent fasting? What, just understanding the competition. You know, what is isogenics? That when you're doing that and learning about something new every single day, it motivates you, and it grows your confidence, and it makes you a better person inside and outside of business. So that's the one thing that I've found to be the most common thing among successful people in this industry is doing consistent personal development. You don't need to be a super outgoing person who's just great at public speaking. There really is no type that's great at this. So I want you to, if that's a fear that you have, I want you to understand that it's really not the case. So don't be worried about it.
I'll add one thing just from what you were saying. Actually, kind of two minor things. One very minor that's not connected is the husband holdout. And I think that we've all experienced that. And this is often something where you're ready to commit. You think this is a real idea. Whether your friend, your boyfriend, your mom, someone in your life doesn't really get it. Just know we've all been there. And if that's the case, reach out to the person who invited you to this call, and they can kind of talk you through how we were able to go around that, because it's common, like 100% common. And you'll hear when you become a part of our team, you'll hear national wake-up calls where top coaches in the network will share insights. And I don't think there's one that hasn't said that on the call. Like, oh, my husband didn't want me to do this. I did this behind his back. Or, you know, my mom thought I was crazy. And it's so common. So we can help you with that. But along those lines of what Jess said, with personal development and Beachbody being an awesome company, there are so many tools at your resource. So do not feel like you wouldn't know where to start when it came to actually coaching people. There are guides for you where you can plug in information that's loaded for you in your Coach Online office that goes part of that business administration fee that we have each month. So it's not something that you have to kind of feel like you're reinventing the wheel. If you're ready, you're excited, you want to motivate people, but where do you start? There are so many ways you can just kind of plug in information from other groups that they've loaded in for us to utilize. And also along those exact same lines, there's constant personal development that Beachbody offers as well, from other coaches, from conferences, from this, from that, that really kind of help you pave the way, and you get to understand the culture as you go. So there's always, a place to start. And I found that I get my ideas for groups based on things that I need to work on in my life. So yeah, this is a fitness group, but it's also, going to be focusing on confidence this month because it's something I'm lacking. Or we're also going to declutter our homes this month because it's something I really need to do. So it really gives you a chance to work on yourself, your life, your home, whatever, as you're working through your fitness. And it kind of goes into that accountability. So if you're sitting here today thinking you wouldn't know where to start, trust me, you won't know where to not start, because there will be so many places for you to begin.
That's a great point. I thank you for bringing up the husband thing. And I have Phil here because I want him to share how he pretty much told me, definitely you're not doing this. Do not do it. If you go to jail because it's a pyramid scheme, don't drag me down with you. That is what our conversation was. Phil, I need you to talk.
Hello, I have my undershirt from work. I wasn't planning on being on this. I got Philip. We're about to watch the basketball game. But yeah, I was a little bit hesitant. I've known of, I just feared like pyramid scheme, but I'm a believer now. Just been doing it for a while. We drink the shakes, see the money, and I know Jess loves doing it and helps people. And I follow a lot of you as well, doing a great job. So
thanks, man.
I wasn't prepared. I'm not a talker.
Yeah.
I just ran for Congress.
Yeah. He's not a talker. Yeah. So I wanted to just bring him in because we were that was what happened to me. I mean, I was like, yes. First I was skeptical. And then once I got on board, I'm like, I'm doing this and doing this. He's like, yeah, no, you're not doing this. He literally, that was the direct quote. If you go to jail, just don't have my name on it so someone can take care of the kids. I was like, okay, that's a little dramatic, but so that's how against it he was. And I actually signed up and he didn't know. And it was not good when he found out, but now it's good. We're all good. And I just want to share that because I feel like it is a common hesitation because people don't understand, Beachbody is completely compliant. They are really, really careful about those things, and they really cross their T's and dot their I's when it comes to being compliant with the FCC. So please, if that's a hesitation, research it, learn about what this company, who we are and what we stand for and what the comp plan is. And we can help answer those questions too. So I hope that this answered your questions and maybe calmed your hesitations a little bit. But if you have any additional questions, feel free to friend me on Facebook or and ask me or ask the person that invited you, and we could talk you through it. But I look forward to welcoming the new members of Team Fit Dynasty. I thank the leaders for joining and for answering questions so you can listen to other people, not just me. It helps, and I love our team and I love what we stand for. So thank you guys so much, and I hope everybody has a wonderful night. Bye guys. Thank you so much.